Okay, so welcome to this Inside Real Estate Strategy webinar, Success Strategies webinar. We've been off a few months, we've been away, and now we're resuming this series. And for those of you who've never been on one of these sessions tend to be a little fast. I talk a little fast and think a little fast. I won't slow down, but good news is if you're watching me on the replay, you can slow down the YouTube player by clicking on the little settings icon down at the bottom right. Be sure to subscribe to YouTube if you're watching the replay. Those of you guys on here live, I'll be sure to drop you the doc link right now in the chat window. So let me grab that. And if you're watching on YouTube, the document link that I have up on the screen will be down in the description of the YouTube. So here we go. I'm dropping this in the chat. And we will get going. One other thing, a lot of times I have a partner here and Elisa or somebody. I'm totally alone today. So if it takes me a minute to get to your questions, I apologize. I do have a lot to cover, so I'm going to move through it fast, but I will circle back around and get to your questions as quickly as possible. So the topic today, I wanted to start this new series off. The topic is audiences before leads. And I wanted to kind of start this new series off to kind of echo a shift in what's been going on in the market probably for a few years now. But I think the need to kind of get along with this kind of thinking is becoming more urgent with the spirit of the age, the zeitgeist right now. And that is, the premise is that before you start pushing traffic and leads through your business, through your KV Core site, it probably makes sense to start installing pixels for the major ad networks. So, and I have it here on the screen, so you can remarket with rich video and juicy real estate content. I quit drinking coffee like 4 days ago, and I wrote this morning really early, so I was getting a little wacky. But the idea is is that you can build audiences that are sort of pre-leads before they become a lead. You can have people who are kind of in your bucket that you don't even know exist yet. And that the first vital step, if you're going to be, this isn't the very first thing you're going to do, but one of the first things you do before you start driving traffic to a KV Core site would be to install pixels. And the reason is that if you do retarget people, you run ads on Facebook, Google, and other networks with good content, videos of yourself, first-time homebuyer webinar recordings, or you just post squeeze links from the system, this will make it a lot easier to turn your contacts and leads into conversations and closings. And the big key thing here, it's basic attraction marketing, but people will chase you instead of the other way around. And if there's any big frustration that I hear with KV Core and similar, is that, hey, my leads aren't calling me back. I'm getting all these leads. How do I get them to convert more? And my answer to you, Neo, is that if you do this, you won't have to chase them anymore if you do kind of the stuff I'm talking about. But before we can get into the end game here and start talking about that content, we have a number of webinars we've done about that. We need to do some of these fundamental things, and that's what I wanted to do in this webinar today. And that was to install the Facebook Pixel in KV Core, install the Google Global Snippet. I think that's what their pixel is called in KV Core. And then we're going to get a little jiggy with it, and we are going to record a simple thanks for visiting my site video, and then run the video as a retargeting ad on Facebook and Google. The thinking being that once we've done these things, we can then go and start driving some traffic to our site and know that we've got a good sort of audience building conversion element in place, and then that's working alongside the system. Sound good, everybody? All right, so we got through that intro. By show of hands, too, I'd be interested to hear how many of you guys do have the Facebook Pixel or the Google Pixel installed on your KV Core site already. I'd just be curious, if you just say yes, no. You could say, what the heck is retargeting? What's a pixel? That's okay, too. That's fine. Yep. All right. Well, let's just run through it. For some of you guys, this will be a little bit basic, but we will get into some of the more advanced content stuff toward the end after I do this quick run through of how to install the pixels. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up my KV Core site right here. And I'm going to go to Web and IDX right here. Walter, if you're not sure you did it right, just hit up support and ask them to take a look for you. All right, in the chat box. We can take a quick look at that. So we hit Web and IDX, and I'm going to go to Edit Settings, right up here next to my name to the right. And if you scroll down, you're going to see some boxes right here. We have a custom header box, custom body, custom footer, and then conversion code. This is where you would be putting conversion codes right there, which we're not going to cover today, but just for Google in particular, you're going to need a little snippet. It looks like what I have there. All right, now that I have this box open, the next thing I'll do is I'm going to jump into my, I'll do my personal Facebook account here. And then I'm going to go up here to all tools, right up at the top. I'm going to go to pixels. If you don't have a Facebook ads account yet, it's very easy to get one. You go to business.facebook.com. There is a Facebook course inside of the learning portal where I walk through kind of how to get in there and how to do this pixel stuff as well. So you can get that info there, a little walkthrough on how to get the account set up. Then I'm going to click, I believe, details on my pixel. Nope, it's been a minute since I've done this. Sorry. And click through. There we go. It's always different every time I come in. We're going to go up to setup up at the top right. Setup up at the top right. We're going to click install pixel. And then I'm going to do install code manually. I'm going to hit copy code. And then I'm going to go back into KV Core. And I'm going to put this in the header section of the site. I think that's what Facebook says it does to do. Really, yeah, they want you to put it in the head. Really, it doesn't matter. I've thrown it everywhere. The body, the header. Don't throw it in conversions. That'll really mess it up. But we'll throw it right in the header here. Now, if you have anything else going on in your site, you're going to want to throw it underneath that. So it looks like I may have done this before, but I'll just show you. You throw it in and you click save. Okay, Dennis is saying Facebook will not let the housing industry retarget. Do you know a trick? That is not true. You could retarget all day, but you have to pick the housing category when you're running your ads. I'll probably show that toward the end, but the housing industry can run retargeting ads, as far as I know. Otherwise, I'm in big trouble. All right. So that is how to install the Facebook pixel in KV Core. And now let's go ahead and just run into Google AdWords. It's actually called Google Ads now, ads.google.com. Sign in again. We'll go to one of my accounts here. And I would consider this sort of definitely before you start spending money on leads. As I said in the intro, this is probably one of the first steps you're going to want to take before you spend money to get traffic to your site. Or before you even start doing some free social posting. I really think this is a big important step. Even if you're not going to use the pixels right away, down the road, you're going to want them to be available to remarket to the people who have been on your site. So I'm going to go to Tools and Settings up at the top here. And then I'm going to go to Audience Manager. I believe this is how we do this. And I'm going to do a remarketing list. And I'm going to choose Website Visitors. I said in the beginning that we were going to install the Google Global Snippet. There is a quicker way to get to that if you just go get the conversion tab. But let's just go ahead and do all website visitors. And then we'll say if the page contains, this is my subdomain on KV Core. So you can do your subdomain or the whole website right there. My audience doesn't have any members. Yes, because I haven't installed the pixel yet. So I'm not worried about that. People can stay in this audience for 30 days. I would toggle this up. Just toggle it up to the max because real estate's got a really long sales cycle, of course, right? So let's just keep them there for a while. Unless you're really advanced and you have a ton of traffic and there's reasons why, you could shorten that. But for now, I'm going to keep it at long. Create audience. Okay, yeah, and I was hoping this would give me the snippet right away. So I have an audience created, but really what I needed to do, and this is the easiest way I know to get to it, is to go to conversions right up here. And I'll give you a 2-for-1. While we're doing this, we might as well install the conversion snippet. All right. And that is the snippet that if you go and you run Google AdWords, Google Ads, that'll mark in Google that you got a conversion. And at the same time, we're going to get the global site snippet that we need for retargeting. So select the action you'd like to track, will be lead. I'm not going to use a value for this conversion action. I'm going to do 1, how many conversions to count per click or interaction. I'm just going to do 1. And then you can leave these other ones here like so. I think we're going to be fine right here with a 30-day conversion window, 1 day, and so on. Click Create and Continue. I'm going to install the tag myself. And now what's going to happen is I'm going to have 2 tags on the page here. And I'm going to leave the button exactly, the 2 blue buttons exactly as they are. And I'm going to take this first one. This is my global site tag. And this is the one that kind of the one that I need for Google to know people are on my site. So I'm going to take that one and pop it in the header alongside my Facebook pixel. So I'll just pop it right on top right here. I'll hit save. And then I am going to, the 2 for 1 here is that I will just go ahead while I'm at it and I'm on this page. I'll just hit copy and I'll copy the conversion code and put it into the conversion box. I think actually, yeah, I think I might have dropped that in the wrong account the other day. There we go. Okay. And I'll hit next and then we'll be done. So that's sort of the first kind of walk through how to get those 2 main pixels. Now, Twitter ads, Snapchat, all of the ad networks are going to have a pixel like this. If you're going to be advertising on Instagram in the future, it is the same as the Facebook pixel because Facebook and Instagram run off the same ad platform. But these are the 2 kind of big ones that'll get you pretty far. Okay, so definitely recommend doing that. Now, somebody's asking, does it matter where you paste that? I would paste the global site snippet and the Facebook pixel, post them in the head section. That's best practice. And then the conversion code, the second snippet that you saw in Google, the conversion code will go directly in the conversion box. There's a box in KV Core that says conversions. Okay. Now, KV Core has wonderful, wonderful, wonderful smart campaigns and follow-up tools. You know, you can schedule automated recurring calls with your leads. You can set up auto texts, emails, and everything else. But what I'm going to show you right now is something that is going to run alongside that whole process. And the idea, and I talk about this a lot, is to make it so that when people start getting your texts, your emails, and things of that nature, they can put a face to a name and they can start to know, like, and trust you. More or less, you know, fundamental sales, you can start to build rapport on autopilot. And my personal favorite tool for doing this is retargeting videos where I simply say, thank you. So I'm going to attempt to show you on the screen here, the recording of such a video. I'm going to use my screencast-o-matic.com tool. You can get a free account there, or it's very affordable for a year. You could also record this video that I'm about to do on your phone and upload, you know, any number of ways. Probably record it directly to your computer at this point. But the tool I'm going to use is Screencast-O-Matic, and watch. I'm just going to go ahead and record it. Let me take a break. There's a lot of questions. So will I email a copy? Yes, there'll be a copy in the Facebook group, and it will be sent out. Where do you find the snippet and conversion code? That'll be in the replay, Margaret. I did just show it. And then what's the difference between the global site snippet and the conversion code snippet? Why are both needed? Good question, Thomas. So the global site snippet, the top one, that was for every page of your website. And that is so Google can track who's visiting. The conversion code only fires when there's a conversion on your site. You can see right here that box right here, it'll only fire when somebody opts in as a lead through the pop-up modal on your KV Core site. It'll only show then. So you need both in order to track the conversions inside of Google when you're running Google ads, okay? A little less important for this webinar because we're not really going for conversions. We're more going for brand recognition so that people trust us when they see our ads, but that is why. Okay, so let's fire up Screencast-O-Matic here. The site is screencast-o-matic.com. I have the downloaded version, pro version. I think it's something like $40 a year for it. It has a bunch of editing tools. I think it's a great deal. But you can definitely do this with Loom or a free account, just any way to get a video file onto your computer and upload it onto YouTube. So I'm going to open up. I'm going to click my little buttons right here. And then I'm going to click record. Now, guys, I'm sitting in my school bus office today. I'm not looking very professional as usual and all that, but I'll tell you what, I probably would usually just run with this video because a lot of this marketing these days is about being raw and real, and I'm just going to talk and say a genuine thank you to people. So I'm going to hit record. Hey, Ryan here with Forever Florida Real Estate. Just want to say a quick thank you. You were on my website recently. If you want to come on back and click the search button or the link somewhere near this video and go to the keyword in the search on my site, you can type in the word motivated and you'll see a list of motivated sellers in the St. Pete, Pinellas County area right now. So again, thanks for being on my website. I'll also pop my cell number on the screen here if you want to shoot me a text if you need me at all right now. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. And guys, you know what? I didn't hit record. 1 second. Hey, Ryan with Forever Florida Real Estate. Thanks for being on my site recently. Hey, call me if you want to. Here's my cell number, blah, blah, blah. All right. I wanted to record it again so that I can show you some of the editing features. So I'm going to click edit. And then you'll see here, if I click edit, I can quickly add the cell number at the time that I mentioned it. So cell number here, okay? So I'll hit that, I'll hit done, and then I can quickly save the video file to my computer. Now, I don't think that I wanted to make this webinar itself all about the editing features in Screencast-O-Matic, but I think I owe you guys, I'll try to make a little mini course or post something to the group about the various things you can do to edit and get the video like this. But the main thing that I kind of wanted to just get across for the purposes of this webinar was that you're doing a simple thanks for visiting my site right here. No, I will not slow down. So thanks for visiting my site right here. And you can do the same thing, but just do it the way you do it. If you'd like to talk a little slower, if you'd like to be in a professional setting, whatever that is you want to do, definitely take the time, have a teenager or have a coworker record you saying that, even do a few takes if you have to, but just get something down that you're comfortable with, okay? Well, it shouldn't take much more than a few minutes, maybe a half hour, hour at the most. Once you have the file, you can then go and target the people who are visiting your website via the audiences and the pixels that we just set up. And that's the next thing that I'm going to show you, okay? All right, so let's do that now. I've just downloaded the file to my computer. I'm going to go into the Facebook Ads Manager again. Bring that over for you guys. Okay, and I'll click create. One thing that I skipped here and I need to do before I run the ad is I do need to define the audience in Facebook as people who are visiting that website. So I'm going to go up to Ads Manager again like I did when I was getting the pixels. I'm going to go to All Tools, and I'm going to go up to Audiences right here. So All Tools, Audiences. And for those of you, I'm kidding around, who want me to slow down, when you're watching the replay, you can do that in YouTube. There's a little gear at the bottom right of YouTube that'll slow me down a little. We'll click Create, Custom Audience. And then we're going to do Website. And we'll do Real Estate Website Visitors. If you have a number of things going on outside of real estate, you'll want to, you can identify and use the same pixel on multiple ventures and multiple sites, but then name your audiences accordingly. And then I'm going to do people who visit specific web pages up here. And I think Facebook's max time is 180 days. So any website that contains my KV Core site, so foreverfloridarealestate.com. It only needs to contain this. I don't have to put the whole thing in. We'll go on the audience called Real Estate Website Visitors. And now that I've done that, I can go back to the Ads Manager and start to run my ad. So let's hit Create. Alfredo, I'll answer that in a second. And then I'm going to run a simple ad. Now, there's a few kind of different options I could go with here. I'm going to keep it simple and just do a video views ad. And then I can, when I do the video views ad, I can allow people to click through to the website. You could also do traffic as well if you want. So traffic or video views will work. But just pick video views. We'll do, campaign name is retargeting, real estate website. You can call yours whatever you want. This is for your reference so you know what the campaign's about. Click continue. And then my ad set name, again, retargeting, web visitors. You may decide later to have separate ad sets for different segments of your traffic within a campaign, but to keep it simple, don't worry about that. And then if I go right into where it says custom audiences right here, I'm going to go to real estate website visitors. And I should mention, guys, at the pace of these webinars, I don't expect that you're live doing all this right now. Really, these strategy webinars are about the strategy, the kind of the bigger picture. So I'm hoping that if you see me walk through this, you'll be able to watch on the replay the specific steps, but it's more important that you understand the strategy and the theory and kind of what you got to do in what order. So that's what we're doing. So custom audience, real estate website visitors. The location, now, here's an interesting thing. You can pick, you can retarget everybody who visits your website across the whole United States, or you can say only people who are in my market, which is not St. Petersburg, Russia. It happens to be St. Petersburg, Florida. Let's see here. Now, if you're in an area like mine where people probably come in and they visit and then they leave, you might want to go broader and do the whole United States. But that's a decision you can make. The other thing I haven't done yet was I haven't picked the special ad category up top. It's a very easy thing to miss, so I'll go back and do that in a second. If you forget to do the special ad category as housing, you may get your ad kicked back at you and not approved. So my targeting, it's just everybody who is on that audience, real estate website visitors in St. Pete, Florida, plus 25 miles. Everything else I'm going to leave the same. I'm going to leave the same. I'm going to scroll down and I'll set my budget to say $5 a day. You're not even in the beginning, if you don't have a lot of traffic, going to spend $5 a day, but I'll leave it at that. You'll probably just be retargeting, the handful of people who visit your site. If you're doing free traffic and you're posting to your personal profile, it might be your mom and your cousins and a few other friends, but that's fine. They're going to think that you are everywhere they look. So then I'm going to attach this ad to a fan page. I'll use my Propertunity Knox business page. My daughter's link, Instagram is somehow linked to my account. I got to fix that. She's going to have real estate ads all over her, over her account. The name of the ad here, sometimes it defaults to the last thing you might have done. Ad name is retargeting ad. You'd call that whatever you want. And then here's where we're going to get to where we're going to upload the video. So add video. It was this one. Now, I'm not actually going to run this live. Of course, it was for demo purposes. But again, just take a few minutes. If you can put your cell number on the screen, I have had people in the past text and call me and say, hey, I actually have one running for another venture right now where people are texting me from the video, which was very cool. Because, Facebook's charging, in this case, for video views, but a lot of times you might be doing a lead format or clicks. But if you can embed your cell number in the video, you can kind of get some free leads that way. Maybe a little bonus hack for you right there. But definitely put it in the video if you can. And then we will do, thanks for visiting my website while we wait for the video to upload. And if the audio is getting bad at all, guys, I apologize. I know that this can bog down the computer. Thanks for visiting my website recently. Feel free to call or text anytime. Ryan, right? And then see right here where you can click to add the website URL. So And then I'll do just thanks for visiting my site. Can you guys hear me still okay? I always get worried when Facebook slows down like this on webinars. Okay, good. Yeah, sometimes it bogs down on my end and I worry that the audio is not doing good. Okay, thanks guys. All right, so thanks for visiting my site. Feel free to come back anytime. All right, I'm having a little fun with it, and you don't have to overthink the ad messaging here. The most important part is that they're going to see my name. They're going to see my face. Hey, it's Ryan. I should probably have signed this, my full name, right? Because I am a stranger at this point, and they're going to be getting emails with my full name in it. So like that. And then, you know, I could even put my cell number in the body of the ad right here. I wouldn't dare do that on a live webinar because all you guys will start calling me, but but you get the point. All right. So, and then finally, we'll just put the website URL in here. Okay. And then that's about it. And you can go ahead and hit confirm and your ad will go live. And even if you don't have anybody on that retargeting audience yet, this is a big thing to know. You can set all this up now, but then as people visit your website, the Facebook pixel is going to pick them up and then it'll start showing the ads to them. Okay, and I know for you, this is basic for a lot of you guys, but there are also people who haven't seen this before. So, all right, a few questions. Good question. So are there any policies in Google Ads regarding videos that we should be aware of? Yeah, they want a certain level of quality. I have gotten ads rejected before where I'm just doing a screencast that was pretty unpolished. But anytime I've done just a video of myself, as long as you're not talking, I think about, you know, crypto or health or anything shady, real estate, you should be pretty good. Alfredo's asking, can we add a thumbnail? You can. I didn't mention that, but you can add a thumbnail to that video when you upload it to Facebook. So the way to do that would be to just click edit video, and you'll see a thumbnail option pop up right here. And you can upload your own. Keep in mind the 20% text rule. Facebook will let your ads go live if they have more than 20% text, but they'll show them less and it'll be more expensive. So just try to keep the text to a minimum on those thumbnails. And then, yes, thank you so much. And I do this all the time and I get ads rejected. Special ad category. Thank you for the reminder, Karen. So you see, when I went to the campaign here, I completely forgot. My eyes went right past it. But because we're doing housing ads, we have to put, I'm creating a campaign for ads in a special category. So if you do the same thing I did and you kind of forget and then they turn your ad down, this is the first place to look. That's probably why. Just go back and check it, but it'll save you some time to just do it in the first place. I always forget to do that. You'll probably get in the habit, but I run a mix of, you know, real estate ads and ads targeting realtors, so it's kind of, you know, for the job here. So yeah, it's easy to forget. Just try to get in the habit if you can. All right. Question is, does Facebook have beginner, intermediate, expert level Facebook ad courses? Kinda. I go through some of the basics in that course in the learning portal. And then there's intermediate and expert level stuff there. But there is tons of content out there for the beginner and intermediate, not real estate specific, and real estate specific on YouTube. There really is. So I would definitely go there. There's probably some really nice polished Facebook beginner stuff out there that is totally free, probably produced by Facebook itself. Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump over to Google. Okay. We've got Facebook going. Now we know that anybody who comes to our KB course site, they're going to see that little thank you video. One thing that I could have done was made it so that people only stay in that audience for 3 days. I should have shown that. So if we go back into audiences here, this way you're not showing the same welcome video to people who are, you might want to, but you don't have to show the same welcome video to people who are on your site, you know, 3 months ago. And I kind of glanced right over that, guys. Sorry about that. But you can set that in the actual audience settings. So I'll go to edit. I picked 180 for some reason. in this case, it might only want to do it for 3 days, right? Like that. Google does not have a special ads requirement currently for real estate. There's a question about that. Okay. So in order to get my ad up on Google, what I'm going to need to do is first get it on YouTube. So to run a video ad. So if I go here, straight from Screencast-O-Matic, I can actually upload a video to YouTube. I'm not going to do that now. I think it'll bog down the computer a little bit. I'm worried about the audio, but I'm going to run the ad and just use a different YouTube video to give you the idea. But that's one of the nice things about a program like Screencast-O-Matic is I can just do it really quickly and it's sitting there waiting for me. All right, let's go into our Google Ads account. And I'm going to click on Video Campaigns. And I'm going to do plus. New campaign. I've been doing create a campaign without a goals guidance right here. We'll choose video. And then we're going to just do custom video campaign right up top. Continue. Oh, guys, you know what? I've been answering the questions. There's a question and answer box, and then there's a chat box. That's why I'm not answering you. I'll circle back around. I see you now. This is just Zoom. I'm used to doing these on GoToWebinar. I didn't realize there were 2 inboxes right there. So I'll circle back for you. Okay, so I am in the video ads right here. Campaign name will be video retargeting. Real estate. We'll do maximum CPV as the bidding strategy for now. For the budgets, I find it easier just to do a daily budget. Okay, again, you're not going to have a huge audience here. And also, I think with YouTube and Google, you may need to get your audience to a certain size before it even starts running. I'm not sure. I think I've seen that before, though. So just keep that in mind if it seems like it's not showing in the beginning, if your site hasn't pixeled a lot of traffic. It might be 100 visitors, I think I've seen on display. Networks, you can run it on everything. This video partners thing is a little shady because it'll run it on all kinds of sites kind of outside of the Google network, so I usually uncheck that right there. You can pick demographics here, but what I found is if you try to go to narrow this down, it'll slow down your traffic. They don't always have data on these. And since we're just doing our retargeting campaign here, the best thing you could do is just choose an audience. So I'm going to now search. It'll be right down here, how they've interacted with your business, all website visitors. Forgetting what I called that. I think that's what I called that remarketing audience in the beginning. Okay. We'll leave keywords, campaigns, everything else there. Maximum cost per view, 25 cents should be plenty. Your views should come in the 8 to 10 cents range, maybe a little higher. But 25 cents should be plenty right there. And then we're going to search for a video. Now, if you had the direct YouTube link, you just paste it right here. I'm just doing this to be a little quicker. I'll put the guy with the same name as me on the Minnesota Wild right here. And I'm not actually going to push this live, but basically you pop your YouTube video in right here. And then we will do skippable in-stream ad. The final URL is going to be your KV Core website. And a display URL could be the same. And then call to action, there's not a lot of space here. I think search now fits, it does. And then you can put your name if it fits in 15 characters like that. Right there. But that is all I need to do to create a campaign and run it on YouTube. It's very simple. You just click video ad, you do the few different identifiers that I showed you. with the cost per view, those few little things I showed you, and this will go live. One of the cool things here, I did a very general ad, but this could easily have been, hey, come back to my site and find out the value of your house, or have you thought about becoming a real estate agent? Come back and hit the recruit page on the site, and you could send people, do videos of all different kinds like this that then have you start to talk to your audience. I'm going to now circle back. I really apologize, guys, for missing all these chats. Let's just circle back and do a little Q&A and slow down and catch up. So Aubrey saying she's never been approved by Facebook to target real estate postings. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's that special category, but you shouldn't have a problem if you're doing it right. Feel free to send a screenshot of your ad to advertising@insiderealestate.com, and I might be able to help. The recording of this will be sent afterwards. Let's see, anybody else I forgot? Shane's asking, is it a good idea to exclude people after they do see the video? Yes, so the way you could do that is you limit it to the 3 days. And the other thing you could do is when you run future ads, you can exclude that audience in Facebook. When you choose the audience itself, there is an option for exclude as you run the ad. The safest way to pay Facebook, you can get overcharged if you run it with too high of a budget, but you can set a limit on your actual campaign for a total spend. So you can say, instead of doing $5 a day, you saw when I was there, you can actually choose $100 total for the whole campaign, and you shouldn't get rebilled. The YouTube channel will be your YouTube channel. Whatever channel you have, that's where you're going to put your YouTube video. If you're looking for the Inside Real Estate YouTube channel, just search Inside Real Estate YouTube. Can you use a pixel with Nextdoor? I don't know. Good question. I'll have to figure that out. I know they offer advertising. I actually don't know yet. And yes, I'll be sending everybody out a replay so you can watch this at a slower pace. All right. Do you know if you can use QuickTime on Mac instead of Screencast-O-Matic? You absolutely can. Yep, you should be able to record on QuickTime. I don't know if you can record your face. I think with QuickTime you can do, you should be able to, right? Or iMovie or something. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you don't need the third-party software. If you want to create a targeted video ad and don't want the public to see it, how do you restrict it on YouTube? Awesome question. All right, so you can actually list on YouTube and make a video unlisted. You don't want to do private because nobody will be able to see it, but you can do it as unlisted. So I'll go in now. That was actually quicker than I thought it would be. I just uploaded that to YouTube. It says video still being processed. I'll go to edit my video when I'm logged into my channel. And then right over here on the edit screen, this visibility, I can choose unlisted. So you can actually run an ad to an unlisted video and then not have it show public. And in this case, Thomas, I see what you're getting at. You might not want to load this up to your YouTube channel because it makes no sense publicly for people who would have just, watched or subscribed to your YouTube channel. Then again, might be just a nice fun ad for them to see, pointing people back to your site. Like that. Okay, so this basic approach, kind of to recap here, where'd my doc go? I believe that this is a good skill to have, and if you're going to spend money on traffic to your site, Zillow leads, Property Boost, which we have. We now have Open House Boost, by the way. We're still tweaking it a little bit. I think you can order Open House Boosts if you go into the Property Boost. Our Facebook and Google, any traffic source at all, even the free traffic you're sending. If you want to get better ROI on it, you want to let people put a face to your name, and popping videos like this would be the way to do it. Now, if you want to save the effort of doing a video, I'm mentioning this at the end because this is not what I would encourage, but it is a way to get this done quick. You could easily just do a picture of yourself on Facebook if you want, right? I could have easily uploaded a photo instead of a video, said, hey, thanks for being on my site. Come back anytime. That would be the quick, easy way to do it. and is better than doing nothing. But trust me, letting people get to know you on video and developing that skill is really going to pay off over time. So the final thing I kind of had on the dock here is kind of setting the stage, as I said in the very beginning, for kind of this shift in the way that marketing is happening, away from sort of ramming leads into funnels, really hard, and more toward building relationships, which I think KV Core is set up nicely for with all the features it has. We have the new birthdays feature. We have, again, the automated calling, smart campaigns. You can build relationships in a really leveraged way. And I'm starting to wonder, in a lot of cases, whether or not I even need to have registration forced on my website, and whether or not it might be better to just let people search unfettered on my site and then build audiences based on the people who are most engaged. So that's going to be kind of the bonus, a little extra here is what I'm going to do is I'm going to run an ad. I'm going to set my site to unforced, and then I'm going to set up an ad that drives traffic to my site so people can search. The thinking being, and I've tested this before, is that if I just let them search, the most interested people will interact with specific properties, and I'll generate a higher quality lead around a specific property. So where I'm going to go to do that, oh boy, I haven't done this in a while, since we released the feature, in fact, but I think it's in edit settings. And it is. And if you scroll down just a little bit, I'm going to go to force lead registration. And I'm going to do unenforced. Actually do none and do save. Now, you guys, you can always drive traffic from an ad and create a squeeze link where people don't have to register and do the same thing. I'm kind of bringing this up as a little bit of a bonus, kind of additional theory. It might not be for everyone, but the test that I want to run now that I have a retargeting video in place, and I'll go record mine better than the demo, is I want to see what will happen if I just let a lot of cheap Facebook traffic run through my site, how many leads I'll get, and then what will happen if I then follow that up and have an insurance plan with that retargeting ad for the people who don't convert. So the Facebook group for finding this is insiderealestate.com. Facebook group. Somebody's asking in the chat here. Is where you'll be able to find the recording, and we'll always be posting these. You'll know about them every week. Okay, so what I'll do now, I've turned off my registration. I'm going to bounce back into Facebook. And we're getting late in the hour. If you guys want to leave, I don't mind. It'll be in the recording. But the little extra I wanted to do was I want to go run a very, very simple ad that I know will get results. Okay. I'm going to choose traffic. Lease purchase. I am crazy sauce. Forever Florida real estate. I just want as many people local interacting with my website as possible. So I'm going to do this niche. So I'm going to go to my site. I could do this from the squeeze, build a squeeze link as well, but I'll just do it from the front and do more options, lease to own, search, pick my county. And this is wide open. There's 49 lease purchase properties for sale in the area. Sort from lowest to highest. I have commercial stuck in there. Get those out. Search. There we go. Good enough. Okay, I had some rentals in there too. But I'm doing this kind of to make a point. I don't know that I would always do lease purchase, but the point is, the theory here is to generate conversations and build audiences and generate conversations about real estate. Not so much about having somebody opt into my site and want to jump in my car tomorrow. This is sort of the long-term play, not the short-term play. Okay, so I'm going to go in. I'm going to try to remember my special ad category this time. Come on, man. Almost forgot you again. Continue. Now I'm going to choose St. Petersburg, Florida. I can't, because it's a special category, I can't choose age or gender or any of that, and I have to do it in a 15-mile radius, but that's okay. I'm going to do only people who live in this location. And I'll go for just landing page views. Leave it at 20 bucks a day. I don't know why this old page I had there keeps popping up. Do opportunity knocks. Get rid of my daughter. Okay. And then I'm going to do a very simple, because we're running out of time, I'll just do a very simple image right here. I would not grab somebody else's image like this, but to give you an idea, if you can grab one of your images, one of your company's images like that, and upload it, that's probably the quickest, or you can just get a generic stock photo. But I'm going to add an image. This is like my crazy account. I'm afraid of what's going to show up on the screen there. Here we go. This is the test everything account. All right. Continue. That is a bad example, but I'm going to run a lease to own ad like this. I'm going to say, see a complete current list of lease to own properties in St. Pete, Florida. Now you can do this for new construction, luxury, whatever you want. I know that this bait right here is going to get a lot of people to click through to my site. I'm going to paste the URL in the website section. Lease to own properties in Pinellas County. So you can see, just like that, I picked a specific property search, did a few things, and now I can start getting people coming to my site to start getting pixeled in those custom audiences. And I'm going to leave this up on the screen. I do want to change that image because it's not my listing. But this ad itself should get me a click anywhere from, Facebook's gotten more expensive, but maybe between 20 cents even up to $1.50, not sure. But I'm going to put people on to custom audiences. Because I have the registration turned off, they'll be able to click around a lot. And I expect to get some people asking me about this lease purchase stuff. And I'm going to attract some leads that might not qualify for a mortgage right now. But again, long game is this is about conversations about real estate. So I like a niche like seller financed or lease purchase or foreclosures, fixer uppers, things like that, because they're conversation starters. They're good kind of real estate porn or bait when writing ads. Okay. Now, if you know that your niche is, hey, I only work a luxury market, then run your ad for $1 million plus homes and know that you're probably going to attract more of those people who are interested in that. Now, everybody's going to click an ad and be curious about $1 million homes, but just adjust your kind of niche and your target list accordingly. Make sense? So now, but what we've built here is a full funnel. We've got a traffic source of fresh ad traffic coming in. They come into KV Core. Some will opt in. They'll want to know about specific properties. They'll become leads, even though I have registration off. You could leave registration on if you want. And then I have these follow-up 2 retargeting campaigns where it's me on the screen saying, hey, I'm a real estate guy. You were just on my website. If you need me, call me. Very simple. And that alone, I think a lot of us could run an entire business off of and then use KV Core to manage the relationship, send the automatic birthdays, schedule the calls, and all that other stuff. All right, so I'll wrap up here. There's a bunch of questions coming in. Again, I'm alone, so usually I would have somebody here kind of reminding me, but so thank you for being patient. A question is, we run Google search ads to drive traffic to squeeze pages for specific areas. Is there a way to retarget that traffic with ads specific to the squeeze page? Yeah, the answer is in building custom audiences that include the string that you have in the squeeze page. So I assume when you build the squeeze link that you're putting a hashtag in it, right? Because that's built-in functionality. So what you might do is if you know you're running a squeeze link for, say, Tampa, Florida fixers, and your hashtag is Tampa fixers, you can go ahead and create audiences accordingly, as I did in the beginning, where you would have a Tampa fixers audience. And the way that you build that audience is you say, hey, all the website URLs that are hit that contain Tampa fixers, right? Whatever hashtag you put. And that would be the way to do that. So yeah, you can get really granular here. You can retarget right down to a listing. So anybody who visits a specific listing on your site, it's always going to have the MLS ID in the details. I'm pretty sure any KV Core site, you can see right up here, the MLS ID appears in the string. So if you want to only thank people for visiting your specific listing, anybody who visits your site, you could create a funnel just like I showed you that does that. It says, hey, thanks for visiting 123 Main Street. When are you going to buy it? Something like that. Nicole's asking, do you use Screencast-O-Matic over BombBomb? Both will work. If you have BombBomb already, you can definitely record a video like that. I'm pretty sure you can download it and upload it into the ads platform. Shane's asking, you mentioned having forced reg off initially. Is this sort of the Gary V jab, jab, right hook? Yeah, I guess so. I don't think I've ever read that one. I've read a few of his books, but if you're talking about Gary V's just kind of like whole shtick where you're building an audience and then serving them, that this is where it's coming from. Yeah. Can you send videos on KV Core? You can send links to videos right now. So we do have a BombBomb integration planned, but right now you can just send a link to a YouTube video or directly to a Facebook post. What is the difference between none and unenforced? I think unenforced means you can set the number of views when I was doing it just now. So it's you set the number of views they can do till later. Why don't you have a homepage meta description on KV Core? I just got this KV Core account for the local brokerage I have my license at about 3 days ago. So I actually haven't spent any time at all on it. For Janet, for selfish reasons, part of the reason why I'm doing this content is because I knew that this is one of the first things I would want to do, and I just did it live, so it's done. 2 birds with 1 stone. Another question, what's the difference between none and unenforced? I saw you have the property types widgets on your website. That's just the default, I'm not sure, setup. I don't think that obsessing about property types widgets, to follow up on Thomas's question, do you find them useful? I don't know. I was talking to somebody yesterday. I think a lot of us obsess over the design and what our sites look like, and we forget that 99% of the people coming to our sites are coming to look at a specific property because we're sending them property alerts. They're responding to an ad, and they are almost never seeing our homepage. And when they do see our homepage, it looks like this on mobile. They don't see all the pretty stuff. Maybe this might be useful, I guess, but I don't see how that makes me money. But I don't see how spending 2 hours tomorrow juggling these around makes me money. We'll say it like that. All right. With unforced registration, how would you address getting leads signed up for property alerts, market updates, etc.? Greg, I would argue that I could do that with retargeting, or that they'll naturally engage with features on the site. But I actually did an unforced registration webinar where I talked about the use of third-party pop-ups and snippets, things like ManyChat on Facebook, Hello Bar up top. A lot of people are doing that. And what they're doing is, instead of making it about making people register for properties, because we know that Realtor.com and Zillow will let us see it for free, they're using these overlays, Hello Bar, ManyChat, to make more focused, compelling offers. So that's kind of how I would do it. I would say, hey, want a free 23+ page report about the value of your property? Click here. And then I would send them through that sort of funnel. I'd let them opt in or something like that, and then send them a real detailed RPR. With that type of ad, does the site refresh when they click? I think the question Brenda's asking is, if they click on that lease purchase ad, will it always be updated? If that's what you're asking, yes. Any of the links on the site will always show the latest info from the MLS. So you could create that lease purchase link and mail it out for weeks, and even put it into your drip campaigns and things like that, which is actually a technique I really like. I hope I answered that right. Let me know if not. And are you doing any funnel type follow up with the email or text, or should we just follow up using the media the leads comes from? Well, yeah, so if people do text you off of the video ad, that's an opportunity to add them to your database. And we haven't talked about that a lot, but a lot of what KV Core can do for you, we're also obsessed with running pay-per-click ads and getting leads and buying leads from Zillow. We forget to go in and just say, hey, who do I already know, and manually enter them and schedule a recurring follow-up call. So if you haven't done that exercise yet, this is something most network marketing companies make their new reps go through, right? They say, go get your warm list. Who's your doctor? Who's your, they give you a list of stuff. Who's your cousins? Who's your relatives? And the same way that you would have manually added them, you can manually add people who text you. It's a little bit of work, but it just becomes part of your daily routine, a sequence that you run through every day. I have a task personally in my Todoist. I use Todoist.com that basically it uses David Allen's getting things done methodology. But my tasks are clean out Facebook, clean out text messages, clean out emails, right? And then I just go through and empty all those inboxes. And part of emptying those inboxes might be to throw that new text contact into KV Core. All right. So we are reaching a tidy hour here. I'm pleased. That's part of the reason I knew I needed to talk fast, but not really. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. I'll get this recording live probably by later this afternoon and post it to the Facebook group. And also, the link that we're using for the replays is going to be insiderealestate.com/strategy. If you go there, you'll see the current registration link, and then you can go see all the recordings on that page. It's insiderealestate.com/strategy. And then this new series, this first video will show up top later today. Okay, thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Well, how do I turn it off?